This is a new tale from Tales Under Shells, where stories are lived, not instructed. As this story unfolds, allow your breath to stay with you.
Ria hated feeling ungrateful. That was the hardest part. If she had simply been angry with her parents, maybe life would have felt easier, cleaner somehow. But every time hurt rose inside her, guilt arrived immediately after it, covering it like a blanket thrown over fire. Because her parents were not cruel people, they worked hard, very hard. Her father spent years working overtime, so money would never become a burden for the family. They made sure Ria studied in a good school. She had books, birthday cakes, coaching classes, medicines whenever she fell sick. Whenever relatives praised Ria, her mother would smile proudly and say, "We gave her everything we never had." And maybe that was true. So, why did those words always leave a strange heaviness inside her? That evening, she sat quietly at the dining table while her parents discussed monthly expenses. Her father looked at her and smiled. "You know, when I was your age, we could not even dream of studying in schools like yours." Her mother nodded proudly. "We always wanted you to have a better life than us." Ria smiled back. She knew they meant every word. After a few moments, her father looked at her again. "You seemed upset these days." She shook her head. "It's nothing." He sighed gently. "We tried our best, beta. We never let you lack anything." The sentence was simple, filled with love, yet something inside her tightened. She looked down at her plate. Very softly, she asked, "Can I tell you something without you thinking I'm ungrateful?" Both of them looked at her. She took a slow breath. "I know you gave me a lot. I know how hard both of you worked, and I'm grateful for all of it." She paused. "But sometimes I don't think those were the things I was asking for." Silence settled across the room. Her mother frowned slightly. "What do you mean?" Ria searched for words she had never spoken before. "When I was little, I didn't really want another coaching class. I wanted you to come to my school play." No one spoke. "When I cried, you immediately tried to solve the problem. But sometimes I didn't want a solution. I just wanted someone to sit beside me." Another silence. "When you were busy, you often bought me gifts." She smiled faintly. "But I think I mostly wanted 10 minutes with you." The room became very quiet. Unable to sit there any longer, Ria walked toward the balcony. The evening breeze felt cool against her face. Across the street, a little boy stood crying beside a vegetable cart. His mother looked exhausted. She handed him a packet of chips. "Here." He kept crying. She bought him a juice. He pushed it away. Now she looked irritated. "What else do you want?" The little boy was not even looking at the snacks. His eyes were fixed on a tiny puppy shivering beside the roadside. "He's not crying for the chips," Ria whispered almost to herself. "He wants the puppy." Her mother had quietly walked onto the balcony behind her. She heard those words. Both of them watched silently as the mother kept offering more things. The child kept crying because none of those things answered what he was actually asking for. Something shifted inside Ria. It was such a simple moment, yet suddenly, years of confusion began arranging themselves. She spoke without taking her eyes off the street. "If someone is thirsty and we give them a warm blanket, we are still giving, but they remain thirsty." She finally turned toward her mother. "I think sometimes love is like that. We give what we know how to give, but not always what the other person needs." Her mother's eyes lowered. After a long silence, she said quietly, "Parents can't give their children everything." Ria nodded. "I know, and maybe children don't need everything." She smiled sadly. "But maybe they need someone to become curious enough to ask, 'What is it that you actually need from me?'" Neither of them spoke after that. The silence didn't feel heavy anymore, it felt honest. After a while, her mother looked toward the street and said softly, "We kept trying to give you the childhood we never had." Ria smiled. "I know, and I spent years wishing someone could see the childhood I needed." For the first time, neither of them felt wrong. They were simply two people who had loved each other deeply while answering different questions. So let me ask you something. Have you ever received everything and still felt like something important was missing? Sometimes it is not because people don't love us. Sometimes it's because they're giving the answer they know instead of pausing long enough to understand the question. Because love is not only measured by how much we give, sometimes it's measured by something much quieter. How willing are we to understand what the other person is actually asking for?
If something is stayed inside you, you don't have to name it. Just know you're not wrong for feeling this way. If you enjoy these stories, please subscribe to the channel so I can keep bringing new tales every time.